Guys, is she telling me that she's got me as a bridesmaid?
Oh my gosh, that was so weird.
What bit are you reading, bruv? Hey guys, welcome to the Years in Between with me, Loreto and Riel.
And me, Joey.
This is a podcast where we talk about our thoughts, feelings and experiences in the years in between.
How are you?
Do you want to preface with anything?
No, it's fine.
Okay, cool. Guys, she's not pissed off, she's not feeling well. Just can we say that? Because I feel like your energy is different.
Oh yeah, I guess okay.
But you don't have to say anything, you just say she's not like feeling well, guys. So, but she's here, she's showing up for the pod, guys. We love you.
Thank you.
We love you.
Appreciate that.
But me, guys, I was so late to come to. I completely forgot that we were filming today. I didn't realize what today was. I think about me. I don't know what day of the week it is, and this is chronic. Like even at my workplace, when I used to run stand up again. If you don't know, it's like where you check in.
This time.
Yeah, like we used to do every week. We used to rotate every person in our squad. Used to have to run stand up for a week.
Yeah.
And when we did that, stand up again being where you like do like a check in with your team and you discuss what's blocking, what's going on, what you're doing, etc. And when they used to be like, you know, people wrap up like, I hope you enjoy the rest, have a lovely Wednesday, or enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Me, I wouldn't know. I'd be like, I hope you enjoy the rest of your, and everyone knew I'd pause and I'll get the calendar up and be like, Thursday, or like,
wow.
I don't know.
Why don't you know what day it is?
All the days feel the same to me. Wow. And even if I check during the day, I genuinely forget. Like I can't recall what day we are. So today genuinely felt like a Wednesday or Thursday to me. It doesn't feel like yesterday was the start of the week. I feel like because today was quite a long and
today was a long day. I don't know why.
Yeah, work was intense. So the hours, I feel like I lived 3 days in one today.
Yeah, it felt like that. I was thinking on the way here, like this morning felt like 2 days ago.
Yeah, like, I don't know. And the thing is, it's not like work was bad per se, but it was just a lot going on. Yesterday, badminton. I wasn't giving my A game because my sister shook her head, she didn't have to do that.
No, I was just saying no one was giving. Yesterday was very like chilled. Yeah, it was just a long day.
I hadn't eaten enough by the time
heat.
But it wasn't. I hadn't eaten enough by the time I got there
because I felt like
I was so hungry.
We've worked out in hotter places.
Yeah,
as in play badminton when it's hotter.
Oh.
I was so hungry, and by the time we were playing, there was no fuel to use. So I was very much so like,
on E.
I need to get me something to eat, but. Yeah, nothing else really to. Oh, I got my nails done, got my lashes done.
No,
hopefully hay fever won't come for me.
No, there hasn't been any point for a while.
Yeah, I'm getting my hair done, guys, don't worry. I just couldn't get a booking as soon as I got like.
What are you doing?
French curls.
Oh, nice.
I had them for my birthday this year, but I feel like they last so long. They just So that's happening not this weekend but the weekend after.
I'm excited.
Thank you. But I just had to make it work to get these done this week because there was no availability. Well, I was too busy the coming weekends. Anyway, enough about me. How are you, my dear?
Yeah, I've been good. I'm trying to think of this past week.
Maybe she needs to start writing down.
Yeah, I think I do. What the actual heck? What did I do? Oh, I went.
What's that giggle about?
So I went for brunch with our cousin.
She need to drop that.
It was really nice. We went to a brunch cafe in Stratford. It's called Suella. The food was good, and it was just a cute day.
What did you order?
Oh.
Like to know.
So I must say I have been there before, and the first time I went I ordered French toast with turkey bacon, and that was really good. I alongside that I ordered a chai latte, but that was not good. So don't go there for your chai lattes, guys, sorry. But this time round I wanted to try something different because one, in the morning on Saturday I had a nice breakfast. Like I made myself cheesy egg, I had beef sausages and
the way she's looking at me like,
yeah, and sourdough toast, like, and a good milky English tea. Like I ate down, do you know what I mean?
Right.
And
As she does.
man, and I forgot that, you know, I was gonna go somewhere else to eat. So yeah, at Suella I just got jacket potato, tuna and cheese. Bob's your uncle.
That's actually quite heavy though.
It was very heavy.
You don't get baked beans?
No, because I thought that would be heavier. Do you know what I mean?
But how can you
At
get a
least
jacket
tuna
and
and
not
cheese.
get...
It's like a tuna sandwich.
She disappointed me with that one.
But I also got a passion. It's called something else, but I'm going to call it passion shoot. A passion shoot smoothie. That's the only smoothie.
Passion shoot or passion fruit?
Passion shoot.
Oh, I thought it was giving language English.
No.
I was thinking, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I apologize.
No, passion shoot. Like
Yeah.
if you, most cafes, if you were to order a passion shoot smoothie, the ingredients are the same: passion fruit, pineapple, orange,
like
mango, those type of
Yeah.
fruits. It's really yummy.
Okay.
I recommend it highly. Highly
Okay.
recommend it. So yeah, that's what I did Saturday. Of course, you guys know I went to church on Sunday. Yeah, it was good service. This month we're talking about financial growth, and my church rev was talking about exercise the power to obtain wealth, because to be honest, we have financial grace surrounding us, and that's because of God's unmerited favor towards us. So we have like the literal power and ability with application of the scriptures and good stewardship to obtain wealth. So that's what he was talking about, and he really said, guys, like, don't waste the gifts that God has given you, because for many reasons, but one would show that you're not a really good steward of what you have in your possession, and two, you could be depriving yourself of, you know, reaching a potential that you could get to. So yeah, it really has left me thinking, like, what gifts or skills are within me that I can literally use for others or for myself. Yeah, and one was I was thinking, like, oh, I really run away from the creativity that I have. Like, I do run away from that. I just think,
what, like, you want to say what type of creativity, or would you say like
I'll say it
examples of?
Okay, examples of would be showing that in my content, I guess, the content that I do post online. I guess also I'm not consistent in that. So with the lack of consistency, I'm not really like pulling through the way that I should. So the creative side is not coming out the way that it could be, because it's not being pulled into. So that's one. So yeah. Also, you got to think about what gifts.
Honestly, yeah, like, I would say I'm creative, but in a different way.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's the fun thing about creativity, because there's no borders around it.
Exactly. I apologize. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, I would say, again, I think I've mentioned this before in like episodes ago, but just honing in on that sort of like creativity, on that craft, because you can be creative in whatever it is, but sometimes it requires practice. Sometimes you can just be naturally gifted in it and just do it to an amazing level, and but also just give time to it, like nurture it.
Absolutely. Like, you, as you said, that you could be naturally gifted in something. I'm thinking of, let's say a person is really good at football, like from young. They're naturally gifted in football, right? And they do really well, so much so that they don't train nor do they practice outside of, you know, football time. And there's another individual that wasn't as good when they were younger, but they literally put in the work. Who's gonna go further? The one that's really like dedicated and disciplined.
Exactly. I feel like it's because they're learning other traits along the way. It's not just reliant on the skill of football. They learn that discipline. They're learning that that, I guess, drive. They're collecting that drive, that determination, that like showing up for yourself. Like, I guess above all, discipline, just to show up for you as much as you would any other thing, rather
than the one that's naturally gifted and talented and not really exercising that as much, because they're not reaching their potential. It's kind of like, well, I'm good at this, so I can just stay like this, I'll always be good, but cows on your foot, right? So
yeah, that's that. Like I literally saw TikTok chronically online. Actually, let me not put down my life. I'm actually not chronically online. It's just, I guess it stuck with me in relation to what you're saying about this man was talking about the men who make it into the Navy SEAL. It was a TikTok or an advert, and it was like,
it's really hard.
It's really, really hard, and
really hard.
Typically, you would think it might be the guys who are really like muscular, or I don't know, the guys who really know how to delegate responsibilities, etc., etc. But he was like, no, like typically, you'd probably find like the really quote unquote. I think I'm quoting him because I think he said this. I'm not trying to. There's like the scrawny, skinny men or whatever people, and it's not necessarily physical traits or the stereotypical traits you think that would be there. It was more so that they have ability to, like, they will be going through like the worst bit of training, like they're literally at their wits end, like absolutely done, but they have an ability to dig deeper within themselves and offer service to others. They are, their ability to still be like, okay, I'm going through it, I'm at my end, but I've got this ability to just go deeper, pull something within myself to still then reach out a lending hand to a friend. I guess it's like the idea of like building this ability, like they may not stereotypically fit the mold, but they've got these traits that because they have not necessarily been through situations, well I guess most likely been through situations, but they have taught themselves or they've endured certain things that have allowed them to adopt these traits that they can then reach the potential or reach the goal of being a Navy SEAL, which is not an easy thing. In the same way, like you're saying, you can have skills or traits, whatever, but if you don't put in the work and put in the time, if you don't do the work, then they're not gonna come to fruition. Like
literally.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So I watched a clip of, I believe it was Tony Tone's podcast, or it was either her TikTok, but she was saying that not everyone that you value as a close person or friend, sibling, whatever, you can have them as a bridesmaid.
Guys, is she telling me that she's wanting me as a bridesmaid?
No, but she was saying you have to factor in people's abilities and characteristics in terms of like how they handle stress and delegating tasks and receiving like, you know, a big overwhelming responsibility. Like if you know that your best friend can't handle having such a responsibility as, let's say, a maid of honor, are you still going to put them as a maid of honor?
No, I know exactly who's going to be in what position for her. Like,
do you?
6, I've got 6 in my
6
bridesmaid party. 6.
Wait, let me count off my head.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I know who they are.
But I don't know how many people she's gonna have.
You have too many friends.
Yeah.
I fear about that, so that's why I say it.
I just know I've made the bride party.
Of course.
I'm just gonna be the. Can I be the? Oh my gosh, no.
You're gonna be my
children as flower girls.
maid of honor. Mummy's matron.
Which me as
Wait,
maid of honor.
Then if you're not doing it, I'm putting Simpson's maid of honor.
Can you? Wait, I don't want to be second.
No.
As in,
she said, because
no, for me, I would have to.
I'm joking.
I know you're joking.
No, but I would be so like, even for Nadine's Hendu, I was like, guys, this is the plan. I know this is what Nadine wants, and she loved. I would be, but I'd be so aggro with everyone.
Because you're like event manager.
I might turn people off.
Exactly. I feel like you'll be mean enough to say so. If someone's pissing me off for like not doing, I feel like it'll come out of your mouth, and I'll be like,
yeah.
I'm too like.
I would make enemies on that day.
Yeah. No, you're just like.
Yeah, I think I would though.
But I'd have 2 maid of honors.
No, she could be maid of honor. I'll be head of bridesmaids.
she needs that title still.
But yeah, not everyone can be your bridesmaids. And she was also saying like, let's say as I asked you, yeah, your best friend, she's your best friend, but you know she can't handle such a huge responsibility. And you don't make her your bridesmaid. Whoa.
English.
Does that now mean that your friendship is rocky? Or does it qualify in an unstable
The thing is, the whole demoting them entirely to not be a part of the bridesmaid group was a bit like, I would have made them a bridesmaid but just not have a position of
Okay, but what she's like,
responsibility.
I would have thought, considering of, you know, relationship, I would be maid of honor. Let's say, you know, in another world, we didn't have a sister.
Yeah.
And, you know.
I didn't have cousins.
Yeah.
I would, to be honest, I feel like it would be like a very honest conversation where it's like, if I'm being so for real, like, not backing out any crazy past experience, but I'd be like, but I just think the way, knowing you as close as well as I do, I feel like this might be something that would overwhelm you, and I don't want to, like, especially because I know even if it wouldn't be your intention, you may end up not disappointing me, but like falling through in certain ways, and not from your lack of trying, but just from like certain variables that may come at play. So I might just have to let them down slowly, or I don't know. What would you do?
I think I'd be honest as well. Like I think it'd be a I don't know how to say it. I try to say it in a nice way.
It's looking kind of long. I can't lie. You can't do it.
But you know, but you have to really think strategically when you're picking your maid of honor and your bridesmaids, because you want that day to be, not even that day, that whole experience to be stress free. You don't want like bridesmaids passo or issues coming to you when the head. Are you gonna have head of bridesmaids? Because not everyone has head of bridesmaids.
Yeah, I'm gonna have heads of bridesmaids. Because I'm not using thinking. Guys, you know what she wants. But I just feel like just delegating people to their strengths. So
yeah, exactly.
Like, at that point, obviously, the people that hold such positions in your bridal party, you know their character, you know that. I'm very lucky to have very like strong-headed, strong-willed, like very on it type girls in my life. So easy. Yeah. Like plethora of options, but like.
Yeah. But I heard this was years ago, but it's really stuck with me. It was a dilemma, or kind of it wasn't a dilemma because it was done already. It was a story whereby this woman had a very close member of her friendship group, I'll say her best friend, as her maid of honor. And this woman's fiance, so her man, gave her maid of honor a large sum.
I think I've heard the story.
Yeah, a large sum of money to plan the Heyyy. However, the woman used the money to pay off her debt. And then,
if you guys saw my sister's face in the background.
And literally, that the only way the woman found out that had happened, that exchange of that, you know, money. Happened, was because the woman showed her husband at the time, because they were married now, her husband, oh, this is what so and so did for my Heyyy, and he was like, that is not worth £8,000. Like, he gave her a chuckload of money, and she was like, what do you mean? And then obviously her husband told her. So like, what do you do in that situation? God forbid,
it's not our portion, not you guys' portion. Yeah, it's none of our portion.
But like, how would you even? Because I don't even want to put that
in that situation. You're not my friend.
You can't be. But the thing is, like, they were friends for a long. Like, she was considered a best friend, but the best friend used that money to pay off her debt.
You're not, like, I understand desperate times call for desperate measures and having access to that money.
What did I say last week? It causes all wisdom to come up your head.
No, because
that's crazy.
It would have been more, but I guess you wouldn't have done it. Like, it would have been more like it would have been better if she had, like, I don't know, spoken to like the person's husband and future husband and been like, I'm going through like a really rough time. I'm organising this for your wife. Is there? But that's kind of crazy because he's planning a wedding too.
That's his money that he gave to the maid of honor to plan the Heyyy.
Yeah, so you're written off. Like.
And the thing is that she still served as a maid of honor at the wedding.
That person has no moral compass because. They did not eat you alive, that you literally took the money from your best friend's love of their life who wanted to make that moment before they got married memorable, like memories galore, and you just pocketed that money.
I'm even stunned. I know this, like.
What would you do?
I don't even know. I didn't
Since
God be my strength.
I was about to say, she'll have flashbacks to her past. Since this past, I wasn't mad. Like, she's actually calm, but like,
I would definitely have to go in my prayer closet and pray until I don't feel anything, because that will really rattle my head. I don't think I'll be able to drive. If it was like 8, 10, I'm sure it was like 11,000. Like, I'm sure.
It was a lot of money.
It was a lot of money. Because he was like, that's not worth what I gave.
And could you imagine though? But could you imagine if that, like, I'd imagine, obviously, depending on his job role, whatever, we don't know. But could you imagine, say, he's like, even before he met his girl, he'd been like, putting that money away for like, my future wife, I'm going to, and then this serpent comes and it's the principle. If anything, like, cool, still it's the money, because that's a lot of money, but it's the principle of taking money that's not yours, taking the money of your lifelong, however long, best friend, like money that was meant for her, and it coming from the love of her life, and then still proceeding to be the maid of honor, being all the pictures, being all them, like, just being a constant memory from their wedding.
You've not just ruined like one day, you've ruined
like memories, bro. And proceed to make, I'm assuming, the other bride party pay for stuff and make her pay. I don't know.
You know, that's even more grief, because now as a bride I'm thinking like, oh, so how could have my hand been? Like, what could we have done? Because imagine, like, if you went to a Premier Inn.
Exactly. Say, no offense to, like, obviously I love the UK. Say you went, I don't know,
you went
Liverpool.
Oh my gosh, that was so weird. That was weird, wasn't it? That was weird. Whoa.
Wait, telepathy right there. Say you went Liverpool, but you could have been on some like Bali or like Bora Bora or like Maldives
or Mauritius
or Thailand. Say you could have gone to there, but
you find yourself in Liverpool Premier Inn.
Conversations need
but
to be
still
had.
The bride is having fun, because she's like, this is what he gave us, this is what we're having fun with.
But did the bride know? Did the bride know that the money was coming from the husband?
True, because she might have thought it was coming from her.
Yeah, because I'm assuming maybe she knows her husband and knows what he's about, and then she would have been like, this doesn't seem like the type of money that he would have been given more. So maybe she was oblivious to the fact, so she just did a hush hush.
Oh my gosh, my friends did as much as they could. Little did she know
that her man's came through.
Oh damn.
Speaking of friendship, right? We'll get into the book, guys, but there was this TikTok again. Chronic.
My head's rattling.
No, because that one.
Count how many times did you say chronic? Chronic. Chronic. You sound South African.
Chronic, yeah, I'm doing it on purpose.
Oh.
But the idea of protecting your peace versus like showing up and being a good friend, though, like, do you think in today's society protecting your peace and being like a good friend or good family member, or like just a good human, maybe human's a stretch, just a good friend or family member, has now been sort of like knocked away over people wanting to protect their peace?
Good question. I would say that.
Sorry for the background noise, guys. Please, it's too hot. It's 30 degrees. Probably 32 now.
No, you know what? I would say that there's been a acknowledgement that someone needs to protect their peace, but they can also show up for the person. You know, they can also show up for others in a way of like, you know, hearing them out or being there.
Yeah.
I think before I've only lived what I could.
Not what I could.
Yeah.
I lived what I could.
I've only lived like the 24 years where I've lived, right? I think people have like grasped the ability to protect their peace as well as showing up for others. I think you can provide, you know, someone with the advice, the comfort, the love that, you know, they need, but also acknowledge, okay, this is too much for me and kind of withdraw. I don't know how people do it. I'd love to know, but
share your secret.
But I think personally, like, if I know that mentally I can't hear from anyone, look, I'm not in a place to receive any sort of like negativity, might not be towards my life, but you know, I would not answer the phone call or not answer the text message until I can.
Exactly.
And I think I'll just be honest with
them.
them.
It's like pouring out of an empty cup.
Yeah, like you can't do that. We've seen where that's got people. So, yeah.
See, the side note, when she says I protect my peace, she's not saying that I'm a bad friend, by the way. I just protect.
I don't think even protecting your peace means that you're a bad person. I think completely neglecting your loved one's needs as a person. I mean,
under the guise of protecting your peace is a whole other thing.
Is it? Yeah.
But that's what the TikTok was saying.
Label them as a bad person. Like my colleague, was saying that her friend was doing exams to be a priest, right? And one of the questions was, what like, who are bad people? And he would kind of, or this is what my friend told me, but she said that her friend said, who are bad people? Like, what do bad people do? Like, we know that bad people like commit crimes and but if you actually think about, like, you know, you consider their upbringing, you consider their mental health, you consider a lot of factors.
Right.
Are they really bad people, or are they just subject to
products of their
like
I guess that depends on the lens. Like, you could say that, oh, it's just the environment, they're subject to X, Y, and Z, but then it's, I guess if it's genetic situations that are going on where it's like they've then triggered like a sort of something that wouldn't have been there had they not gone through what they've gone through, then maybe that's a different lens. But if there's none of that sort of aspect, cool, you get hardened. I'm saying cool, but like obviously it depends, it's varying, but it's like there's a point in your life where I think as an adult you sort of be like, okay, cool, I may have gone through because I feel like there's a lot of people that have had horrible childhoods, but they proactively say, I'm not gonna let that be the case for their kids if they choose to have them, or I'm not gonna let that be the reality of my future as I age. But that's through the hard work and like intentional efforts that they put in to not have that be their reality. So I think it's just, I don't know, you could say but then also, I don't know.
Like, what would you describe as a bad person? Like when you think about the answer, it's kind of,
it's subjective.
Yeah, it is subjective, but it's kind of like a given answer. Oh, you know, someone that is so rude, or someone that commits a crime, or someone that murdered, you know, someone that, you know, But I think if you're really to like to sit down and listen to someone and understand, not even understand, because I don't want to sound like, I don't want to give excuses and.
But somebody said that empathy is killing our generation. Someone's saying that the teachers of today's society are letting empathy stop them from being like the type of teachers that say maybe we had when we were younger, or like the generations before us. Obviously there's a line.
Teachers or parents as well.
Either or. Basically just any sort of person that's giving some sense of knowledge to the upcoming generation. They're saying empathy, or just an overwhelming sense of, but they It's meaning that they're not really enforcing any sort of like discipline that needs to be put in place, especially in your formative years. I don't know. But yeah, the TikTok did say that people protecting their peace is like people not choosing to, not choosing, but just, I guess choosing to not allow themselves to be inconvenienced by their friends or family, when in reality, to be a good friend or to be a good family member, to just be a good person sometimes maybe a lot of times, I don't know, sometimes involves inconveniencing yourself, because you know that that person may need you, or you know that doing that act of service is bigger than, I guess, not even like protecting your peace, or just, and then getting home a bit earlier. Or do you know what I mean?
I mean, love is sacrificial, so
exactly.
The people that you love, you're gonna wanna
exactly. So if you're constantly thinking that, this person's inconveniencing me, sometimes just think, but like, it's all about give and take. You probably inconvenience them in certain ways that you don't realise, so yeah. Okay guys, we're gonna go on to the section that
your
we
favourite
all
section.
love.
Your favourite section. The reason I'm joking.
The book that we're reading, called
Stay With Me
by Ayobami Adebayo. This book, guys,
my mouth has literally dropped more and more and more without it dropping, because I can't be asked. Every minute I'm like, I can't go any lower. Do you know what I mean?
what chapter did you read up to?
15. Sorry, 16.
I was about to say, because I was like, oh, but we're still not at the same place. Guys, the way I had to fight myself.
I didn't finish chapter 16.
Sinta.
What?
Chapter, guys, I had to force myself to put the book down. And I had to confess, because I was only meant to read to 15. But I didn't have one up on. I read to the end of 16. And I was like,
it's so easy to just flip.
Boy, oh boy. Okay, Cinta's gonna lead the way, because
why me?
I know where exactly I've got up to. I don't know if the big bit that, because
okay,
I read it quite early on.
I'm gonna do it as boom boom boom, because there was a
boom,
lot.
Boom, boom, I like that.
And some things are quite sensitive, so I don't know.
Just remind me.
Okay.
Guys, if you're watching this, it's a bit later, so sorry if it's a bit dark, but you know. Anyway. Warning, not warning. Last episode I mentioned about it being Nigerian history. I don't know if it's legit Nigerian history, so because obviously it's a fictional book, so I don't know if this actually happened in Nigeria, like some of the political events. So last episode I said that. Take that back, I didn't mean that. I don't know. Carry on.
Okay. We now know that it was a forced pregnancy, and I don't know how to say the term. Pseudocesis?
Is it pseudo or pseudo?
Pseudocesis?
Is it PS?
Yeah.
Yeah, pseudo. I don't know what.
But
the whole thing of your body like preparing for pregnancy even though there's no baby.
Yeah. And Yechide literally didn't cope well with that information.
Yeah.
She literally went to 5 sonographers.
And then she went to the whole classes, and they were like, oh, how many weeks are you? And then she'll say the weeks, and then she'll be like, oh yeah, I can't sleep on my back or something. And the woman, the instructor was like, you're too early to be.
Yeah.
And then she'll just sort of be like, oh no, like leave me alone type thing. She would just be like, not trying to catch me. But no, like, do you know what I mean? But she believed in that.
Yeah, Yechide, she wasn't coping well with that. And eventually she started going to a psychiatrist. Amongst all of that, her and Akin, her husband, weren't great at all.
Yeah, they were beefing, but it was like they were just ignoring each other's existence.
Yeah, literally. But Akin did try, like, towards the end when, not towards the end, but when she started going to see a psychiatrist, he would try to speak to her and stuff.
Because he was glad that she'd finally got help. Do you feel like you'd be good at do you think you are good at conflict resolution in regards to relationships in particular?
I think I've gotten better. Yeah.
I think I've got better.
I think I've gotten better. I think my approach is asking a question so I can understand and have that discussion. But, you know, we're still working. It's because it's so easy to, like, just give someone the cold shoulder if they've done something. You kind of just want to, like, not speak to them. But also, even though I may come across as that I don't want to speak to you, I do want to speak to you, but I just don't know how to speak to you without being emotional, like, lump.
Yeah, maintaining composure and just, like, thinking entirely clearly.
But I think asking questions is a good approach, because then I'm able to, like, kind of mask like upset in the question.
The giggle. No, I hear it. I feel like, especially with me, I feel like we know through like previous episodes, my communication has gotten like a lot better, because I just go quiet. I just can't be asked. But even if I can be asked, I just better in my head. But yeah, communication and talking for sure. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, that's what they were doing. But okay, so number 1, forced pregnancy, that we knew. Number 2, Fumi did move in, but the way she done it, like, Akin didn't even want Fumi to move in, and Akin was thinking...
But the thing is, it was because Yechide was pregnant, and she was like, she was like, you know what, let me...
Yeah, but she
was
kind
false
of...
pregnant.
She fell into that, because do you remember, like, Mommy came to see Yechide, and she brought Fumi with her.
Yeah, and she was just like, twins.
You need house help.
Yeah.
And then Fumi was like, I'll help you.
Exactly. Oh yeah, she was low-key like coercion.
So for me, did move in. What else happened?
There was like a flashback of when the whole political incident that happened.
Oh, I kind of skimmed past that too.
There was like the whole political, like, again, I don't know if this is actual history, but there's a political incident that happened where Akin remembered back when it was him and Ichide
in uni,
and
right?
Yeah, uni times, and they were protesting, and it got really scary.
Yeah, very
and
scary.
like he ran, and he remembered running over like a person that passed away on the floor, and then he got to his car and he was just there like, but then he remembered about Ichide and he was like, oh my gosh, and then he saw her at the door.
Why are you remembering her so late?
But then he saw her at the door of his car and he was just like, the feeling of relief that came over him, he was like, oh my gosh. So just these constant sort of moments of being like,
that's when he recognized, like,
yeah, like you could, in those moments you can tell his love for her, like he's just there, like this constant sort of like reminder of how much he cares for this woman.
Yeah, this woman, literally. Yeah, so after that situation, Akin actually said to Ichide, like, let's get married. And yeah, they went off and got married.
Exactly.
So yeah, there is like a flashback to Akin's, like, not remembrance, but he's like reminding himself of how much he loves. Yeah, I was gonna say loved, but loves her. And I think because so much has gone on, they probably are like growing
apart,
but not talking. Anyways,
basically Akin's dad dies. Is it Akin's dad that dies?
Oh yeah, Akin's dad dies, and Ichide didn't go to the funeral.
Yeah, but then Akin's brother Duton.
Yeah, I don't.
Comes into the picture, and Duton hasn't been around for time.
Yeah.
But he comes back into the picture.
And he does something disgraceful.
Yeah. And at this point, Ichide's gone back down to her normal size, like the whole pregnancy, the false pregnancy, you know, that's, you know, all like been gone. And then Duton, I think his name was Duton. He comes from, I don't know wherever he came from. And the thing is, he lied to Ichide. He promised Ichide time ago when they were really struggling in the early days of having no kid, that he was going to give his young child to them so it can raise. And they say that, I guess culturally they believed, or spiritually, I don't know, they believe that having, or culturally, they believe that having like a young child around invites other children from, like, you know, heaven, wherever kids come from, and invite the children to come and, like, you know, come to Earth side type thing. And obviously they were going through infertility, so being sold that lie, she was there, like, she literally bought gifts, like, not gifts, toys, everything, made the whole room up, and then he never pulled through with that. So the thing collected dust and she had to take it down. So she's had like some sort of resentment towards him. And Akin just doesn't seem like he likes him. I think there's sort of like some,
I think there was some sort
they
of,
get
like,
along,
resistance.
but it's some sort of like
friction between the, because they're brothers, I think.
Half brothers.
Yeah, because the sister wives, whatever. So Akin is the eldest one, and Duton is the youngest one. And
they just sort of, there's, before the whole craziness that we're about to say happens, there's like a, I don't know, there's some sort of subliminal, because I remember Ichide suggests that, like, she wasn't pregnant, she suggests that she's pregnant, and then he's sort of like, not by who, but like, I don't know, some sort of cheating is sort of allegation was sort of happened in that moment, and they just sort of had like a bit of beef, and then the story continues. But anyway, cool. Duton comes from wherever he's come from, and what happens?
Duton comes, and as Loreto mentioned, Ichide's gone back to her normal size.
But she was in distress at this point. I remember something happened where she was really upset about. I think I vaguely remember the argument. They were arguing about, it's the whole baby thing of wanting kids and stuff, and Duton's feeding her. Like, I remember she was like, he looked at her like Akin hasn't looked at her in a while, like looked at her like he saw her, like she wasn't mad, quote unquote mad. But yeah, carry on. So Akin and Ichide were going back and forth. Like, Akin was saying, you're not pregnant, she was saying da 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 da. You get the gist. Cool. Akin storms off. No, in fact, he says to her, like, no, he says to Duton about Ichide, I can't deal with this crazy woman or something like that. Literally. And he's like to her, his brother Duton, I'm going to the club, are you coming?
So he leaves. The Tun doesn't leave. The Tun, he embraces her.
But the embrace turns into
Kisses her earlobe, and then says something. Says something. Does something disgusting. So
it's like
revolting.
The Tun's married himself.
He's married. That's his brother's wife. I think you guys can understand what.
And he was like, "I've always wanted you to Ichide."
Yeah, but
what Ichide says afterwards is kind of
was sick. She says something like,
"How can I go tell my husband that
I'd like to receive it in the way that I was just given it
by your brother?" Let that just. That's. She committed adultery with her husband's brother and then proceeds to say that she wants her brother to be her husband. Hey, she wants her husband to be like his brother when they do their relations. Nah, when I read that, I said it was so like unexpected. Like,
yeah,
it gave like the pace in which it was written. Ayobami Adebayo, you can really envision like what's going on with how she writes it. The turnover was crazy. Because look, that's what she's like, he looked at me.
Oh.
Like, I wasn't crazy, like I'd been seen. So then when he was like,
I thought he was
going
just
to the
being
club.
manipulative and saw.
No, he was opportunistic. He
yeah.
100% was opportunistic, and he seized the moment because he was hugging her because he knew she wants her husband. She wants her husband to see her and like be there for her. But clearly, I guess, you know, Akin's exhausted from all of this. Has been going on for months, and then Duton steps in and does what he does. Hugs her, embraces her, makes her feel seen, and then gives her affection. And they both, because even she was there like, oh, what I've done, and then cool, what happens as a result?
She's pregnant.
So maybe it was Akin. It was, but that's.
She's pregnant. She gave birth
By her husband's brother.
But no one knows that.
Yeah, no one knows that. Yeah, it's only like us and Chide, you know.
Yeah.
That like it's crazy.
It was mad.
And then when the baby's born, because they described them as yellow, like the brother must be like light skin, whatever. The baby came out light skin, and then the mum was her mother-in-law, so Akin's mum was like, oh no, like she'll get darker. She's called Olamide, the girl. The daughter, she'll get dark with time. Like she eventually does get dark and looks like Ichide, like she goes like dark skin. But Ichide just talks about how the brother, her husband's brother, is a light skinned man. So
yeah.
And what's crazy is that when they had the naming ceremony, the Duton's wife is there, and she was literally, I think she was crying tears of like she'd been praying for Ichide to like get pregnant. Little does she know it's her husband that got her pregnant.
Oh.
And then
this is
what else happens that was crazy, Sinta? I don't know if you.
Oh, for me.
The day after.
No, not day after.
Yeah, it was the
day of.
No, I thought it was the day after because they drank, because they kept drinking the naming ceremony.
Oh.
So the night, so they were like, it must have happened in the night when she was trying to.
Okay, but yeah, sadly she passed away.
I was just like, oh. Just drop that in there.
No, I know, like.
And the thing is, she was like, she wasn't mourning.
But neither was Akin.
Yeah, Akin, she was like, yeah, Akin didn't mourn nothing.
But if we go back to when Fumi was introduced to Akin, or like when he was like talking about the idea of having a sister wife, what did he say?
You didn't want it.
Yeah, how could I get rid of her?
I didn't think of that. But I thought he came into acceptance of it. But maybe that's actually a valid point. But then Mumi was like, oh, she was like, a debt, she's collected a debt because...
Yeah, Mommy was like, eternal debt.
Yeah, she was panicked because she was like, Fumilayo's family, all
like,
this.
She was like, Fumi, what do I tell your mother?
Yeah, because even when Fumilayo's sister came to collect the stuff, Ichida was like, if she didn't look at her feet to see that she wasn't wearing heels, she would think it was Fumilayo coming to collect her own stuff. But she was very much so there like, yeah, take your sister stuff. And it was, even though Fumilayo wasn't the best person. She was made like, it's just sad, like her life was cut short.
Literally.
She was a second wife, so like it would, like the mum went and got her. Like, it's techie. I still don't agree with like the whole how she behaved in regards to
But
your children.
every life is
Exactly.
worth living.
And it was cut so short, and she was just
Cut so short by who though? I can killed for me.
We don't know this. This is allegedly.
Allegedly, he says I pushed her.
When? What bit are you reading, bruv? Wait, maybe I read up to 16 and you read past 16. Oh my gosh. My payback for saying about the amount, whatever, familiar moving in. Oh my gosh. He pushed her.
Yeah, you didn't read up to 7. You didn't read up to
I read up to 16. I thought I read up. He confesses to pushing her.
Yeah. I could hear her final yelp. See the way her hands tried to grab the banister after I pushed her down the stairs.
Guys, this book, if you haven't read this book, just pick up and read it. Because what? And little does he know, the child that... Anyway, guys, that wraps up for today's episode. I cannot wait.
That's what Ugandans do, guys.
Oh, I just want to finish the book because I'm... Oh, no, we have to keep it because the amount of jaw droppers, you just can't keep track.
No, that's what I thought you were waiting for.
No, I didn't know that.
That's why I said blasé, like, oh yeah. But that's why I asked you.
I was like, allegedly.
That's why I asked you. So who killed her?
I was like, I don't know. She fell.
No. He's like, yeah, allegedly. I'm like, nah, bro, he did it. He said he did it.
Wow.
That's why he's been going to church.
Oh yeah, and then the priest or the pastor, whatever, is looking him in the eyes so he knows that he's done something.
But he was like, oh, but I'm not a drunkard.
Yeah.
But honey, we're not talking about that. We're talking about something else.
Guys, read Stay With Me by Ayobami Adebayo. She deserves an award because so far, so good.
Juicy.
Anyway, guys, I hope you're having a lovely day whenever you're listening. Or lovely day, evening, good morning, good evening, good night, whenever you're listening to this or watching this. Or just vibing to us. Hey. Yeah, please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.
For our audio listeners, please don't forget to rate us 5 smackaroons.
I was smackaroonies.
Smackaroonies. 5 smackaroonies, you know.
Yeah, you know the vibes. Leave a review.
Yeah.
Don't be shy.
We really appreciate it.
If you want to follow Yacinta, you can follow her at
Yacinta Joey X. Yeah, I think.
Not forgetting her own handle.
And if you want to follow Loreto, follow her at Loreto _.
And if you want to follow us, Years in Between, follow us at
Years in Between.
And then on TikTok at Years in Between Pod. But yeah, guys, that's it. Thank you. We'll see you next time. Bye, beautifuls.